Hey guys, Paulo Synthmania here at the NAMM 2020 at the Synth Showcase. Lots of exhibitors and brands. So let's go check some of them out. Alright, NAMM 2020 at STG Sound Labs with Baba. Hi!
Hey everybody, welcome to NAMM 2020 Minutes into the Future. I'm here at the STG Sound Labs booth acting as Minister of Hype for my favorite synthesizer company in the whole wide world out of Chillicothe, Illinois. And I'm going to tell you about some of our progress on things that we started showing everybody last year at NAMM.
Great.
So to start with, we'll talk about the big game changer, or as its name implies, the boat rocker. And so the boat rocker is our power supply for modular synthesizer systems. It is designed for and kind of was designed with the Mother 32 and the Mother 32 ecosystem in mind. I know how many Mother 32s have sold, and you probably have any idea of how many Mother 32s have sold, because everybody has one. And there are actually more Mother 32s than the entire production run of the original Mini Moog, plus all the fake Mini Moogs that happened in the 90s and the 80s and the early 2000s.
That's right.
All of those Mini Moogs put together twice is less than the actual number of Moog Mother 32s that are in existence. And a lot of them are in larger systems, which means that you have this. Well, not this, because we've got the solution in this case. You have this empty case, which has these slots on it where you can do things, you can feed things in, and whatever. And it's unusable because there's no power supply. And then you put a 4 HP power supply in there, and now you've got this 60 HP case, which you lose 4 HP, and now you got 56 HP. And who the hell wants to deal with trying to figure out a combination of two 20 HP and four 4 HP modules that are going to fit in this case? Oh my God, I am having a heart attack already just thinking about it.
Absolutely, this is a really great idea for portable users.
Right, and it's like, yeah, this is a great way to get into modular. Like, you buy a Mother 32 and then you buy another case. Great. So we have this power supply, which we've been working on for the last year. We showed the first versions at NAMM last year. And this power supply is powering all of our systems that we have on display here.
Oh, nice.
And so you take power in, and on the final version, this little portion of it will be separated. This is electronically done, and we just have to do some changes to positioning of like our sync headers and stuff. Because one of the things that we're implementing with this board is instead of having an audio out, you're going to have a DIN sync input. So all of our modules and the 512 Vector Lab, the 512 Labs Vector Sequencer, all work with our DIN sync bus, which is what's synchronizing everything in our system. So our envelope generators, our sequencer, our sequential switch module, all can take clock signal off of that, so you don't have to use cables, you don't have to use extra cables. Then you can use DIN sync, which is the most resilient clock standard in all synthesis.
Fantastic.
So that's really the long and short on the boat rocker. It is coming soon, and the price is to be announced.
All right.
And we're talking with our dealers, and we'll be figuring all that stuff out. Follow the social medias. We'll be posting the hell out of it when it's time, and so will our dealers. So yeah, that's the boat rocker.
Great. And then you mentioned the new module as well, the slicer that's
yes.
come to finalization.
Yeah, so last year we were showing a prototype of our .slc, or our slicer module, and the slicer is a really cool module. It's a new concept in wave shaping and waveform generation with synthesis. So on this synthesizer over here, I've got it patched up, and I'm going to run you through kind of like from the most basic version of the operation all the way up to some crazier shit. So we start with, you'll notice I've got nothing patched into these A and B inputs.
Yep.
And then this input up here, this is our window input.
Yep.
And so the window input is controlling a comparator, which controls when the signal switches between waveform input A and waveform input B. When you don't have anything plugged in, they're normalized to 0 and 1, so you get a pulse wave. And I can change the modulation with this knob, the slice point. Yep. So right now it's too far, it's like 100%. sawtooth wave or whatever, and you get a pulse wave out.
Sure.
And that is the sliced output. Contrast that with this, which is what's called the switched output. It's a different output on the module that gives you a slightly different tone. Gives you some interesting textures, nice thick low end. So that's very useful. But what's really designed for you with the concept that we designed it with in mind with it is you take waveforms from your oscillator and you feed them into this, and you control the splicing of those waveforms with a third waveform or one of those waveforms. So I'm using the triangle wave from a .vco, which I'll talk about a little bit in a second. There's not much to update everybody on, but we're going a triangle wave out of that into our window input. I'm going to take that triangle wave and run it into A, and now the triangle wave and the sawtooth wave into my A and B inputs, and my slice point is going between, at this side we've got full triangle wave, and now we got a little bit of saw speeding through, and now that's all saw, and we've got these different combinations of saw and triangle as we go in between. And what's cool about that slice point is that we can modulate that, and so we can do some really interesting stuff like we'll take I've got one of our envelope generators cycling over here, and so I'll take this cable from that, run it into my slice point. So now you've got this thing that's like, it's not pulse width modulation and it's not wave shaping, but it's somehow in between all of them.
It sounds really unique.
Yeah, and that's on the slice output. Same thing with the switched output. It's just fat and nasty and pretty brutal. But that's all. So now all these examples that I've shown you so far, these are what we can call like a phase locked example, because all the waveforms are of the same phase because they're coming out of the same oscillator, and that's cool. But this thing gets super freaking weird when you feed other things into it. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to take an output from our ARP style filter, the post lawsuit VCF. I'm using this not just because it's like there and it's another thing, but because it's kind of the year of the ARP. I don't know if everybody else has noticed or not, but there's a lot of ARP happening this year. So we're going to contribute to it a little bit with our post lawsuit low pass filter. And now, controlling my window input on the SLC, I'm going to use the post-lawsuit low-pass filter running at audio rates as an oscillator. And so now, maybe. Oh, there we go. And now, filter resonance and use this for other things. So it's a very cool module. Very good for these like sounds that you just haven't heard before. And it's all analog. is the most finished prototype that I am showing you. That is the one that is most closest to being out. But we also have the .VCO, and you've been hearing the .VCO this whole time, and the .VCO is very, very near completion. We took some pre-orders for that last year, and that is basically done for, and pretty soon we're going to be taking those out of the pre-order stage and into the regular order stage.
All right.
That's really it on all the new stuff. One other thing I want to talk about, I want to tell everybody to tell your dealers to order STG Soundlabs switch modules, because this thing is really cool. It does a lot of interesting stuff, and if you use the DIN-Sync bus, when you don't have anything patched into these are clock divisions. There's clock divisions that get normalized to these, so when you feed, say, a sequencer into your control input, your select output selects from a series of clock divisions. And you can use that to get really interesting and cool rhythmic variation and triggering your envelopes and stuff. So that module is done. It is ready to be produced. We just need orders from dealers or whatever.
All right.
Email us at STG Soundlabs, get in touch with us. And yeah, so that's it on the fart machines. Now we're gonna talk about something kind of more important than the fart machines, and it is, of course, the world's only synthesizer convention.
Yes.
NAMM, this year being held in Schaumburg, Illinois, as always, from September 11th through 13th.
Yeah.
And it is a great time. Everybody watching this should be there. Paolo comes to this thing.
Yeah, I've been already there like 2 or 3 years. I love it.
Right. Paolo comes, so you know it's a certified banging party. Last year he played an all Kraftwerk cover set for us, and it ruled.
It was the theme of the convention.
Right.
Yeah.
We had the Noptoberfest theme. There's no theme this year. This year the theme is come join us
and have a good time.
Come be a part of what we call the world's only synthesizer convention, because that's how we can market it and get away with it. But it's really a large occult ritual. It's this thing that we do where we get all these people together. We get all these nerds like myself and Paolo and Mark Doty.
Hi, Mark.
And people like that. And all these people who are just like knob freaks. People who deserve to be and need to be at KnobCon, you know? And we get them together and we take all of the big knob energy that exists in the universe and we summon it to Schaumburg, Illinois, which is weird because it's like a mall but a town. And we take it and we play with it in this hotel, and then as we leave and go back to our individual domiciles throughout the world, we barf this big knob energy back out into the greater world and hopefully make it a better place. So come be a part of that. Come make this sound like less insanity and an accurate description of what happened, because it is accurate and I just sound like a crazy person because maybe I am, I don't know.
Well, absolutely, I totally agree. It's a great convention. It's every September in Chicago, Illinois.
Always the weekend after Labor Day.
It must go, a must attend.
Yes.
All right, Baba and Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have
Thank
a
you for
great
having
day.
us.
All right, thanks.